when I work with family and friends and things, I'm gonna say, hey, look, you're gonna see a different side of me today. You're hiring me because I'm the best, not because I'm your friend. I'm gonna take my friend hat off and you're gonna see me put my professional hat on. Later on, I'll put the friend hat back on, but for right now, I'm talking to you as I'm looking out for your financial best interest.
Tell me, do you believe in those monsters? I'm talking dreams so big that they'll haunt you, or they'll calm you. That's how you know if you gotta go and get it to win and not conquer. I had to go out and get it without a sponsor. Kept it real, never crooked, yeah, that's honor. Now I can go out and get it how I want to. Hashtag bless, I choose.
You can either bring somebody on who's experienced, and then you show them the vision, and then get them to adopt your team's systems, or you bring somebody in brand new. The hard thing is you pick somebody up who's got bad habits. So many agents don't follow a good hiring process. They go find an agent that they know and like, but the agent isn't great at educating the client, setting expectations, taking a conversation by the horns, and like being firm enough with the client so the client knows that they care. But this is my advice and this is my experience, and I really think you need to do this. They're like, so many agents are hands off and they're afraid to tell the clients what they need to do. And
which you can't have, because our last two houses, all the changes we made on selling our first house, and we lived in 14 years, was the agent said, I'm not listing the house until the items are done.
Right.
And we trusted her opinion, and we did it, and it sold in 4 days.
So that's
in a snowstorm.
That's what I usually do is I'll say, look, my job is to come tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how honest would you like me to be with you? 10 is completely honest, and 1 is I'm lying to you. And they say 10, and I give them like an 8, because I don't want to call their baby ugly. If I come in there and say, hey guys, this carpet's ugly, and she really likes the carpet, it's like, I don't want to offend anybody, but I do want to say, hey, modern trends are that carpet, paint, and things are modern, neutral colors. I feel like this carpet is taste specific. I think it looks great for everything that you've got set up here, but for today's buyer, we're going to need to replace this. If you want the most out of your house, we're going to need to replace this.
So a lot of agency, a lot of guys like you might bring on an agent that they know and they like, and they have a perception of that they're a good agent, but they don't know that they might be on a 2 on that scale of 1 to 10 to all their clients and constant headaches, and they have bad habits.
Yeah, so when you have somebody that I've seen people hire an agent because they're a buddy or they're a family member. I mean, friendships can get ruined because, I hired you to sell my house, you didn't do a very good job. It's like, well, I didn't want to tell you some things that might hurt your feelings. It's like, it's not all that great. Now, when I work with family and friends and things, I'm going to say, hey, look, you're going to see a different side of me today. You're hiring me because I'm the best, not because I'm your friend. I'm going to take my friend hat off, and you're going to see me put my professional hat on. Later on, I'll put the friend hat back on, but for right now, I'm talking to you as I'm looking out for your financial best interest. And, that little neuro-linguistic programming kind of thing, it's like a switch gets flipped. And they're like, okay, I get it. Like, I'm hiring you because you're the best, not because you're my friend. No business relationship lasts forever. Like, if you join my team, if we agree that you're a fit and I'm a fit and you join my team, that could change at any day. And I have permission to tell you if it's not working out, you have permission to tell me. But the other thing is that I put everybody that I bring on my team on a 90-day probation period right out of the gate. I don't call it probation, call it a trial period or something. It's like, you have no idea what value I add as a leader, and I have no idea what value you add as a sales agent. I want to know if you're coachable first, if you're adaptable to change and learn, and then we'll see how it goes. And you need to know that you can trust me, and you can follow what I'm telling you and the methods and systems that I put together before you know if it's the right fit. So let's both agree that at the end of 90 days, we'll either shake hands and go our separate ways, or we'll saddle up and go. And that's worked out really well for me because it tells them and me there's a stop date here. Like, we're trying this out, and I've had it happen where we get to about day 60 and I'm like, hey, you think we're gonna make it to day 90? And then I've had it happen where we get to day 90 and it's like, I forgot it was day 90. Like, let's freaking go.
It was last week.
Yeah, let's buckle up, because it's just a really good synergy. And it's one thing that the longer I have a team and I help manage people and lead people, is that I realize bringing on somebody who's not a fit that doesn't do them a service, and it doesn't do me a service. It just creates a hard conversation down there. And I need to set expectations on who I'm looking for and what I'm looking for. And it's not complicated. Like when Sabrina joined the team, I knew I had potential in somebody because she asked me about getting her real estate license. I sent her a link that she can sign up for her real estate classes. And she signed up for the classes that night. In 27 days, okay, these are online classes, but in 27 days, she had passed all her classes, taken the online test, scheduled and passed her state and national exams in 27 days. I was like, okay, we've got somebody who's motivated, somebody who's a self-starter. She didn't wait for me to do any of that stuff. She followed me through all my showings. I invited her on every showing I did. Most of the time she was able to make it. I showed her what steel I-beams look like in a foundation that's been repaired. I showed her knob and tube wiring, how to tell the difference in aluminum and vinyl windows, what different types of gutters look like, and what does that mean for the client. I go on showings with her now, and I watch her, and she is crisp. She sets expectations, and the reason we do that is that, we don't want to go show somebody a house, have them fall in love with it, and then the inspector just shits all over the house. I want our agents to educate the buyer and say, hey, here's box gutters, and here's what's good about them, and here's what problems people have with them. We just want you to know that it has these, so that when the inspector tells you about it, you're not surprised. And then now they make the offer with all this knowledge already in their head. And when the inspector's like, hey, you got box gutters, and they're like, okay, we know. Yeah, the trough thing, and you have to seal them up.
And she told us about it. Sabrina told us,
yeah, so that's just the tip of the iceberg on what we do. But I want my agents on my team to look out for our clients, because that's what gets the referrals. That's what keeps people telling people about us. So I'm looking for somebody who has that leadership, and being a teacher. She's got a teacher background. She taught English to Japanese kids online for so long. Now she teaches locally here in Northern Kentucky. So, the fact that she's an educator, it just lays right on top of what we're doing for our clients.
So let's say somebody that's not in real estate, that's looking to get into real estate. What do they look like? Why are they doing it? Is it because they want to have some more flexibility? They want to make more money? Like I look at a person that's a teacher that wants to go into real estate, probably is a personable person, but at the same time says, I'm making X, I want to make double X.
There's two things that motivate people, right? It's either time or money.
Yep.
And real estate is a job or a career where there's no ceiling to the potential where you can go. So people know that. So a lot of people are like, well, I could work my own hours and make however much money I want. So then there's the time equation. That's a misnomer, because people think, oh, I got flexibility. I can work, I can kind of work my own schedule. And it's like, no, in real estate, you really have to understand that you're going to be working all day, finding prospects. You're going to find buyers for your sellers and sellers for your buyers all day long. And then when your buyers and sellers get off work, that's when you get to go to work. And so you spend all day long building the business, and then you spend all night and weekend delivering on our promises. So I make that. I tell everybody that wants to talk further about being on our team, I say, look, I'm going to try to talk you out of being in real estate, because if I can talk you out of it, you never wanted it in the first place.